there's always going to be a bad economy. There's always going to be a good economy. There's always going to be somewhere in the middle. It's going to be good for some. It's going to be bad for some. Okay? Your goal, there's two types of people that you can generalize. There's under the economy and there's over the economy. People under the economy are always going to be negatively affected by a bad economy. People over the economy generally will be fine.
Can you define for everyone listening and also myself?
This isn't an exact economic term. This is just something I made to copy speak.
I kind of understand, but I need like you to explain what I'm understanding is correct.
So, for example, like the easiest people who are over the economy are people who are wealthy. So people who are wealthy and diversified, they're over the economy. Because if something goes bad here, something goes bad there, since they're over the economy, they're still going to be fine financially, and they can take advantage of a poor economy because they have more leverage with their finances. So those are people over the economy. People under the economy are people who are not diversified, people who don't have elite skills or very strong skills. So if the economy goes down, they'll go down. People over the economy are diversified, have a lot of liquidity. So even if something happens to their real estate, they'll buy real estate somewhere else. Even if something happens to their insurance business, they still have a construction business. So if you want to be over the economy, you want to have a lot of liquidity, and you want to be over the economy. And people under the economy are not diversified and don't have a lot of liquidity. So those people will generally be negatively affected by recession. So there's always going to be recessions. There's going to be a recession here. There's going to be a recession there. There's going to be a boom down here. Like right now, blockchain industry is having a boom. There's no recession in the blockchain industry, I think. Right?
Yeah, so maybe for the price of crypto, there's a minor baby setback, but it doesn't mean that people with blockchain jobs are ever going to lose them.
Yeah, people who know AI, who understand blockchain, who understand AI, people who are great at advertising, they're doing just fine.
So I want to go back on your diversification point, right? And now, to a lot of people, this will seem like a no-brainer that I'm going to say this, but I don't know how this is coming about. But I've read in multiple places now, maybe I'm just clicking so many links about it because I'm interested in it, that people who are more diversified and people who then tend to have a little more money, apparently, there's a general rule of thumb when you get into the higher net worth where they hold almost 20% of their net worth in art. Now, obviously, we all know that people buy art, expensive art.
20?
Yeah. So I was reading this multiple times. Like people.
Where'd you read it from?
Whatever news I get, The Economist and like Bloomberg News. So like, all right, maybe not The Economist, but Bloomberg is pretty legit, right?
Yeah, it's legit, but Bloomberg, I think these big media companies overgeneralize to get clicks.
Yeah, of course. No, it wasn't on like a headline. It was like part of the. So the whole point I'm trying to make, regardless if it's 10 or 20%, apparently art, right, as an investment. Now, art as an investment is almost impossible to invest in unless you have multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars to invest. The average return for a piece of like fine art is almost double what the stock market is. And people like me and you, right now, where our net worths are only in the potential six figures, right? You can't get in. Like you cannot get into that market because it doesn't exist for you. But when you have 7 and 8 figures, and all of a sudden you don't know what to do with that $1 million that you have in the bank, if you buy a piece of art, next year it's worth $1.2 million, right? Almost always. And to me, I was amazed when I saw what they were saying. I was like, all right, so now I know if I ever get rich, what I'm putting a portion of my money in. I just thought it was fascinating, right?
Yeah, I know a lot of rich people.
Yeah.
They definitely have a lot of antique. Oh well, they have a lot of antiques.
Yeah, that counts
which
as
is art.
Right? Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, the rich people I know do have a lot of non-traditional like assets and investment vehicles like art.